What is up, everybody? Welcome back into the LFC Transfer Room. I'm Jack, joined today by Chris, Matty, and Jared for a Predicted 11, a pre-match stream ahead of the start of the Carabao Cup tomorrow against Norwich. Before we get started, Chris, how are you doing this lovely Monday evening?
I'm looking like a bit of a homeless man here, but I have just got back from the gym, so I'm allowed.
Matty, looking less homeless than Chris, but how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I've actually got a week off work for once, so I'm actually revitalized.
Revitalized Matty. Jared, how are you feeling?
I might not look homeless, but I feel homeless. So, it's not always about the looks, boys. I'm good.
Well, Jared, you are doing a solo watch along for tomorrow's Norwich match, if I'm not mistaken.
I am, mate. I am.
Chris is doing that. Chris is doing that. I did not say Jared. Chris, how excited are you ahead of this match?
It's sort of going into a football match and not caring. It's great, really. I do not give a flying anything about this game. I do not care. Like, if we win, great. If we don't,
Is that how you guys feel, Matty, Jared? Don't really care.
Nah, I want to see us do all right.
Of course, I want us to win. Of course, I want us to win. But if we lose, I'm not going to rage on Twitter saying that.
Oh no, I wouldn't be that bothered if we got beat. But I still want us to do well in domestic cups this year. It feels like forever since we've done well in them, and I just want a trip to Wembley, to be honest with you. So I hope we do well in it. I hope we do get the final, and we have to get to Wembley. On field south.
Jared, are you excited about the cup? Do you want us to do well, or are you with Chris where you're kind of apathetic about it?
I want us to do well as long as we remain balanced. Obviously, I trust Klopp to cycle in the younger lads and the people who need minutes, like maybe Minamino and Oxlade-Chamberlain, players of that nature. But yeah, no, of course I want us to do well. I want the quadruple, and I expect it every year. But I understand where Chris is coming from. It's less of that nervous energy you get like the night before, the day of a big match. Yeah. It's kind of like, let's see how these young lads do. Let's see how the kind of bench players do. Maybe someone shines and we all get excited, and hopefully we have a nice tidy victory.
So for this tidy victory, let's go through a Predicted 11. We're trying something new here. We got a Photoshop file. We got a lovely graphic design by our boy Chris. So let's go from bottom on up. The goalkeeper position. I'm assuming Alisson is not going to be playing. Is it Kelleher? Is it Adrian? Who is going to be monitoring the stick?
I pray to the heavens it's Kelleher, to be honest.
It is Kelleher. I think Pep Linders actually confirmed it today that Kelleher would play. So I'm pretty certain it will be, unless something drastic happens. So defo Kelleher.
I mean, is there any disputes? No love for Adrian?
No love. I
mean,
he's sucked the Andy Lonergan role, I think, where he's just in the background.
Andy Lonergan on the bench for Everton on the weekend, by the way.
But I think Kelleher's the number 2. Cup games he's going to play in. And then maybe if he can give Alisson a rest as well. So, yeah, I think Kelleher is going to be the keeper tomorrow.
Yeah, let us know in the comments players you want to see in tomorrow's match. Right back. So I'm assuming it's not going to be Trent, considering that he was ill for the weekend's match. Do we have any insight on who we could be seeing at right back?
I think it'll be Conor Bradford.
That's what I saw as well. Apparently he didn't play in the under-23 match this weekend. And obviously Nico's hurt and Trent is ill, right?
He could play a part, I think. I think he could play a part. I think I'd also throw a case in for James Milner because I don't think he'll be involved on the weekend, but he might also be playing in central midfield in this game. So, but yeah, I think Conor Bradley.
What number is Conor Bradley? Is he 84?
I believe he's 84.
I'll trust you, Chris. If we're wrong.
That is what he wore in pre-season, so.
Here, I have the list here. I can't find him on this list. He'll be 84 for now. If someone figures out what the number is, let us know in the comments. Center backs. So we saw Konate make his debut. Does he double up Norwich again? What do we see at the center back spots?
I think we'll see Nat Phillips and Konate.
So Phillips on the right, Konate on the left.
I'd argue Phillips and Gomez, because Gomez played the other night. I don't think he will play on the weekend. I think it'll be Van Dijk and Matip against Brentford. But yeah, I would go for Gomez and Phillips.
Gomez got
Personally.
290 minutes this close together in his locker. He hasn't played a part all season. That's the only reason I haven't said him, I'd say.
He played against Milan.
Yeah, but and then did he play on the weekend? He didn't. Did he?
No, he didn't.
No,
I'd personally put Gomez and Phillips in. Be my choice.
Jared, where are you looking at? Go.
I have a hunch it will be Gomez, just to continue getting more minutes under his belt, and then I feel like either Konate or Phillips, is hard to say. I could see Nat getting the nod.
Yeah.
I could see Nat getting the nod.
That's the only chance with Nat's really. If you look at the next run of fixtures, we've got like City thrown in there, Atletico Madrid thrown in there, Porto in the Champions League is in there. I mean, Nat wouldn't play in that, but it's Nat Phillips' best chance at minutes, I think.
Yeah.
So far this season. So
how do we see them lining up together? You know, Phillips on the right, Gomez on the left, Gomez right.
I'd say so, yeah, because Phillips is right-footed, isn't he?
You want him on the left or the right?
Phillips on the right, Gomez on the left. Isn't it?
Gomez is the strongest when he's at his right centre back.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because you like Van Dijk, Gomez. Maybe you have Gomez and then the mini Van Dijk and Phillips.
Maybe, yeah, go for that then.
I do think Gomez will stay on the right. That's where his strongest position. I don't think he'd mess it up too much.
47, Matt Phillips.
47. Thank you, Chris. You could just see me the gears turning in my head trying to figure out who it was. All right, left back. Tremendous.
I think it'll be Costas purely because I think that Robbo will play against Brentford.
I agree, 100%.
Yep.
Any dispute from you, Jared?
No, I agree. I think his work rates, it seems like his engine is just crazy. He probably wants to play every single minute possible, Tsimikas. So that makes sense to me. He's young. He needs some more experience, the better. So
yeah,
I'm gonna do a Thomas Muller. Be like, do you know Krosta Tsimikas? Krosta.
Chris, I'm gonna remove you.
That's good. I like that.
So midfield three. This is, I think, probably the most interesting and up in the air part of the team. Fabinho, I don't think will play. And beyond Fabinho, I don't think we really have an out-and-out defensive midfielder. But who will probably be the most defensive-minded of the midfield trio that we could see against Norwich?
If he wasn't on loan, I'd say Leighton Clarkson. But
I think Garbage a Blackburn.
I know, but James Milner for me. I think he'll play there. I think he played there in pre-season, and he played there against Norwich last time. So yeah, James Milner.
The only reason I'm thinking Milner might not play is because Thiago's been ruled out for at least 2 games, which makes me think Milner might be called into that midfield against Brentford. But then there's no one else other than Milner, I think, who could play in that role.
I think we could.
Hendo, but...
Yeah, I think I could see Hendo, Minamino, and Ox playing, because I think Milner, having played last weekend as well, and he put in such a shift, I could see him getting rested and saved, because Klopp likes to obviously split up the minutes since it's only been a few days since the last match. So yeah, I could see maybe Keita, but maybe he would save him for Brentford. So I think Hendo might get the nod.
Tyler Morton was meant to be involved maybe as well, because I don't know if he played for the under-23s, but Tyler Morton was being touted by the media anyway.
Would he be the defensive mid?
No.
Where he's a bit more advanced, isn't he, Balzagli?
Balagizi, yeah, no, he won't play. He's still under 18 regular.
He's just signed a new deal, hasn't he, as well? So
yeah, I think Milner will play defensive midfield. I'm not sure. I just think there's no one else really.
I think it's tough. I could see Henderson. I also could see Milner. So I think, what did you say? You said Minamino and Ox with Henderson in the midfield, right, Jared?
Minamino in midfield is a saucy option.
That is saucy. How do I feel in midfield?
I don't think he's strong enough or quick enough to play midfield though. Like, I think he's better.
I would point to Harvey Elliott. Is Harvey Elliott super strong, super quick?
Yeah, I think he's built. Harvey Elliott is built.
He's not the fastest, but he's still
quick
for his age. Yeah.
Yeah, and if he was in the midfield, he would be more of like a 10, I'd say, like kind of below the striker.
It's got to be Curtis Jones, though, boys. It's got to be because Lenders has confirmed it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Joe is in the defensive position. I've just been having a look there. We might see Elijah Dixon Bonner he seems to play defensive midfield sometimes for the under 23. So if they are going to throw some more kids at it, I do think you could maybe see Dixon Bonner. I think he's the most advanced out the academy in that role. I think we on the other side, Jack. The way Liverpool play the right side, it does all the groundwork. Where the left side's more attacking. That's where Jones is better anyway on the left.
Who do we have in this right center mid spot? If we have Milner and Jones in the midfield, I think Ox.
Yeah,
I think Ox might be on the right, though. That's the thing. Like on the right,
he's confirmed. Cade Gordon's playing.
Yeah, or on the left even. He could be either side, or through the middle, or in the false nine.
All right, calm down, Chris. Calm down, Chris. What other options are there in the midfield beyond Oxlade? You know, and a young player.
He said that's it. I don't think he'll play them with.
I don't think he'll play Matty.
Yeah, I think Thiago getting an injury, I think it probably limits Naby getting a chance because he's ultimately needed now for at least 2 games.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'd argue Ox will play. Yeah, I think so.
In the midfield.
Yeah, actually, thinking about it.
Is the balance of this midfield all right?
I think so.
I like that. Yeah. I think
Just
Kurtis
put Chamberlain, Jack.
I think
long work.
The only one that I'm unsure on than there is Milner, just purely because he was man of the match for me on the weekend. Like, he didn't stop running.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's got it in his tank, but he's how old now? 35, 36. Can he play things in 3 days? So I think that's the only one I'd say.
I think he will, purely because I don't think he'll play on the weekend. Like,
maybe,
I think Jurgen will be like, right, you put your heart out in these 2 games, and then rest up against Brentford, and then maybe come back in for Porto. Is it next?
Porto.
Yes. I don't think we're really in a position to be, full on rotating. We have to have some guys go back to back matches because you look at this, like once you could go past Oxlade, we're out of backup options in the midfield.
No, I just think he might play more of the kids. Like, I think where Milner's there, I think it could maybe be
well, one of the kids that will play is going to be Cade Gordon. That was confirmed. No,
I think he'll be on the right.
Well, he said he would be involved. It didn't say he would start.
Do we think he'll start?
Yeah.
I think he'll play 60 minutes, definitely.
Yeah,
I can't wait to watch him play.
What?
He hasn't even got a number, I don't think.
I'm just going to write Cade Gordon. We'll put him on the right.
I think Origi will play down the middle, and that's where Origi actually is his best when he plays down on the last man. So I think he'll play there, yeah, and then on the left.
I don't know actually, because he could play Origi on the left and then Minamino through the middle.
I think he likes Minamino on the left in preseason now.
Yeah, Minamino got tried times on the left in preseason.
I don't know what other options are there really. Like, we're not going to play any of the first choice 4. I
would like to see more of the kids. To be honest, I'd like to maybe see Musialowski get a few minutes as well. I think he might make the bench though.
I think he'll get on the bench definitely. He's not had a great start to the season, but Cannoneer is the one. Like, 9 goals in 5 games in the under 18s. Maybe he might get a chance on the bench.
Yeah.
As well, even though I'd be cautious of throwing a player in at that. Maybe Kumetio might play even. Another one.
That's Robert mentions.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Dixon Bonner in that position where Milner is, but I do think we will see one of what we would class as a senior centre back playing at the back purely because we've got that many and they've all stayed fit. Like, Joel Matip is still fit. It's mad.
Don't jinx it, Matthew.
But I do think that we'll probably see one of the senior centre backs, and other than that, it's mainly just the kids, isn't it? Our second string.
Yeah,
I think still very much a good enough side to beat Norwich, even their first string team. I would back that team to beat Norwich. Like, it should do.
You think?
The only other thing you might see different, I don't know. You could maybe see Owen Beck, but then he's only in the under 18s, isn't he?
I think Beck will probably be on the bench, to be honest. I think Robbo will give him the night off, to be honest. I can't see him.
We've got Klopp and Pepper and raving about
Clark.
Oh yeah, Bobby Clark. Yeah, he's only 16 though, fellas.
Yeah,
Kate Gordon's only 16.
Yeah, I know, but it's like Kate Gordon's had a season. Kate Gordon played in the Championship last season.
That's bad. That's pretty crazy.
which is ridiculous.
And he
Kate
did well.
I think he's
the truth.
good. Yeah, I think
Him and Harvey.
I seen a quote. I think it might have been from the press conference today where Pep Linders said that he's seen him playing for like 10 minutes and went into Klopp and said, "We've got a star."
Yeah, I'm excited to see him play.
Yeah.
So this team, right? If this is the lineup that Klopp picks, what's our predicted scores?
I'd say I do think we'll win. Like even with that team, I think if we need to get a goal, Jurgen will bring on someone maybe, but it doesn't really matter. Like the League Cup is a luxury at the end of the day.
I think we'll surprise a few because if you look at that team, back five, including the keeper, the only player we don't really know too much about is Conor Bradley. We know Tsimikas can do a job. We know Nat Phillips can do a job. He can easily do a job against Norwich. He got into the top 4 last year, played bigger games.
Yeah.
Joe Gomez has won it all with Liverpool. Kelleher has come in and played well every time he's been called upon.
Yeah.
We've got a good, strong back 4. And watching Norwich the other day, Kabak was awful. And so you just, and then you think about their defense, you think that they've got, but they're going to have Jones being creative, Cade Gordon with a point to prove, Minamino with half a point to prove, and if you're playing Origi off the last man, that's where he's more effective for Liverpool. So I think we'll do well. I think it'll be all 4-1 or 5-2, something like that, something mad.
Oh wow.
Because Norwich are going to come at us. And what I've noticed every time Klopp's switched it up for club games, Liverpool play the same system regardless. We still play that high line. We still play that counter-pressing football. The difference is now with these cup runs, Nat Phillips has now had how many minutes of Premier League experience learning that high line.
Yeah.
In other games like the Carabao Cup in previous years, it has been players like Nat Phillips who've tried to play the high line, kept the player on side, and we've conceded.
One thing Jurgen did last season against Lincoln, sorry to interrupt, but he played Virgil for the first half and then brought on Kumetio. I don't know, once we dominated, I wonder whether he may do something like that. Like with
how many subs do we have? Do we have 3 subs?
I think it's
I don't know if it's 5 or 3.
If it is 5, then we could see that situation where you have 2 extra subs almost, and you say, all right, let's play 2 starters, pull them at half.
I think you've probably maybe seen that. You're Nat Phillips to get 90 minutes. I think Gomez would be the one who'd probably come off at half time or around the 50-minute mark.
Even Canate, even.
The midfield excites me. That's apart from Milner, like the Ox has got a point to prove. He's got like the 88th minute, 85th minute this season, etc., etc. And Curtis Jones as well. It seems like he's fell down a little bit with the emerge of Harvey Elliott. So I'm excited to see it.
And look out for Billy Gilmore, obviously on loan from Chelsea at Norwich. He's a good, very talented young player. So they'll have some, competition in the midfield. Max Aarons at right back for Norwich. I think there was some interest from potentially some La Liga clubs in him this summer or recently.
Munich will win for him.
Munich, definitely. Yeah. So they, they have some talent if they're playing their first team. As Matty said, I think it'll be a great test for Chamberlain, for Cade Gordon, the youngster. Most of these players, Minamino, as you said, they have a point to prove. They have a chip on their shoulder. But I'm as Matty said, I'm not worried about the experience, right? Because Nat Phillips has played in massive matches with top 4 implications on the line. They all essentially have, besides Cade Gordon and Conor Bradley for the most part. So yeah, it'll be a fun night. I think it'll be fun.
Does that right-hand side scare you a bit if it is Bradley and Cade Gordon? And honestly, not really the right side.
I think when Harvey Elliott got announced for that Chelsea game, everyone was saying, I'm a bit worried. And he proved the point. And Cade Gordon, we've only seen him in pre-season. It's not like a competitive game, so to speak, but he excites me. I think there's a reason that Derby wanted to keep hold of him so much. I think there's a reason I think he got touted as the best teenager in England at the minute or something, didn't he? Like you can see it. He's got that spark. You can see it in the pre-season games. So, and he played in the Championship last year, so he's played against Norwich.
Yeah, not for long though, mate. But we paid £3 million for a fucking 16-year-old. I'm sorry, like that's insane.
We paid more for Elliott, didn't we? He was about 11 mil when he went.
yeah. In the end, because Fulham did a tribunal, but like it's ridiculous. He's got to be good, and he is good. We've seen it. It's the eye test is clear.
Yeah.
So, there's only a handful of players that Michael Edwards and Klopp got wrong. and they've been here, what, 5-6 years? There's only a handful.
I mean,
have there been any? Because we've sold on a lot of the failures for.
Like you could class Minamino probably as one. They probably got wrong.
But then you could probably get 10, 15 million profit from Minamino.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Easily.
I mean, there's a few players we've got wrong. If you look across all the signings Klopp's made, there has been. I can't think who sticks.
Do not disrespect Ragnar Klavan in front of me.
Nah, Klavan was a good buy. He was. He
He's
come in and
class.
done the job he was brought in to do. I'm going to have a look. I'm sure I got it up the other day.
Yeah. It's this is gonna be an interesting match. How hard we go for it, I think is gonna be. I think we might be a bit optimistic if we expect Klopp to kind of go for it.
Karius is who I was aiming at that we got wrong.
Karius.
Yeah, I don't need to carry on.
That
There's
one.
a few. You know, look at it. There's Karius, Stephen Colker. That was a bit of a mad one.
It was a low.
But then Karius, we only got for like 4 million. What do we really expect?
4.7 million, and we're gonna lose him for nothing. So that's not the best of business. I mean, there's people like Ben Davies and that counteracted. So, but when you look at the signings Klopp's made, if you just run through them, there's Gruich, Colker, Grabara, Mane, Karius, Mata, Klavan, and there's like Wijnaldum, Salah.
Like there's some bangers in
Bought
there.
Solanke for 4 million, and they sold them on for 25 million. Like it's fantastic business.
Yeah.
Don't get things wrong. So we're going in and buying Kay Gordon for his age. We're talking millions of pounds for a 16-year-old. He, like Chris said, he's got to be class. He's got to be.
Yeah. I'm excited to see the match tomorrow. Chris will be on the watch along. We'll have a few people on the pre-match. Jared and I will be on the post-match. So starting at 6:45 p.m. UK, we'll have all the content you need for that match. So make sure to join us then. Make sure to follow us on all our social medias. Make sure to follow us on all of our social medias. These are all our Twitter tags right here. Come join us on Twitter. But for myself, Jack, Chris, Matty, and Jared, thank you very much for joining the stream. We'll hope you enjoy the match tomorrow, and we'll see you in those streams tomorrow.